Hello everyone, I'm back! It's not been that long, but it's been a little bit. Mainly because of exactly what this page is going to be about today. It's a Let's Create a 𝒹𝒇𝒶𝓁𝒾𝓃𝓐 chronic illness disability page. I'm coming at you live from my bed, literally right now. Like guess what? The irony. Making this thing caused a crash. So now I'm in bed. That's just the way it works. I've kind of wanted to do this for a while because it's something I can't get rid of, unfortunately. It's a lifelong thing. And I just felt it needed to be not only talked about because, raising awareness and all that, but I also wanted to devote an entire page spread in my Book of Shadows to the more, crappy side of life. Because it is part of me, it's part of who I am, it's the way my life turned out, unfortunately, but then at the same time, there's things that would never have happened if I hadn't have got sick in the first place. So I'm kind of trying to honour my illness by sort of meeting it head on, addressing it, talking about it, and then turning it into something that I can honour and magically put into my Book of Shadows. It's kind of like shadow work, but an art version of it, because that's how I communicate, using creativity and art. So yeah, I decided to do this, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what 𝒹𝒇𝒶 is and how it affects me, and then also at the same time, which is going to be difficult, try and talk through this page that I made, and it turned out really well. Like really, really well. I'm chuffed with this. Worth the crash, it was worth it. So, I'm doing my usual thing, as you can see, getting lots of bits and pieces from all of my scrap stuff and trying to find anything and everything that kind of relates to the subject matter. I love this "Please do not bend" from a package that I got, because the reason for that is because it's the fragile nature of the condition and how fragile my body and my mind have become because of it. So I thought the "please do not bend" just absolutely, it just works so well. I love it. I'm glad that I kept that. I don't even know why it was there. I was just like, perfect, I'll use that. And then I've got some kind of like medical diagram type stuff, so you can kind of see that one there, the medical diagram of a person's head, and I've got like quite a few of those kind of vibes, and I thought that's kind of cool. I want like a medical journal, like an old-fashioned medical journal vibe. And then it kind of turned into a whole other thing. It's like a whole mixture of different things all together, which in a way kind of works for the subject matter, chaos, crazy, loads of different themes, nothing that really works together, and then somehow I made it work. So anyway, it's hard to talk about, I won't lie, it's hard to talk about. I don't even know where to start, because I'm just kind of, like I say, coming at you live from my bedroom right now, in my bed. Where do I begin? Okay, so 𝒹𝒇𝒶 is short for myalgic encephalomyelitis. Yeah, I know, right? Mouthful, innit? It's also known as chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS. But I'm on Team A, who think that chronic fatigue syndrome is not 𝒹𝒇𝒶. It's like, it doesn't do it justice at all. 𝒹𝒇𝒶 is more of an actual full-blown disability and condition, whereas chronic fatigue is more of a symptom, if that makes sense. And it's a very difficult one to describe because it's incredibly varied. It's got so many different symptoms for each individual person, and the spectrum is ridiculous, as in some people can function in society and then some people literally die. Like, we're talking that big of a spectrum. And I am in the kind of moderate to severe category, if I had to say. I've had times I've had it for 10 years. 10 years now, decade. About a third of my life. Not fun. Not fun. But yeah, I've had times in my life where I have been severe to the point where I've been bedbound for years. Kind of more towards the start of the last 10 years. And in more recent times, thankfully, I'm more housebound than bedbound, but I'll take housebound any day of the week, thank you very much. And yeah, I do occasionally get out as well to do the odd thing, but only very small things, and I always have a bit of a price to pay afterwards. I crash every time. Anyway, let's move on to the actual thing that we're watching right now. So yeah, this page, Book of Shadows page, I definitely wanted to... I've been avoiding it in a way. I've been trying to distance myself from my illness a lot, especially when it comes to this channel. I wanted to be... I didn't want to be a chronic illness influencer. I did try that a long time ago, and it was on Instagram, and I did quite well, to be honest. Doing lots of artwork based on illness, and it was pretty good at the time, but then I kind of got really absorbed into it to the point where even when I had the chance to kind of do anything, I would end up focusing on illness anyway by making chronic illness themed art or content. So it became my entire existence, which I then realised was unhealthy for me, and then I wanted to kind of switch things up a bit by focusing on the good things about my life, which is kind of, at the moment, my witchcraft stuff, my creativity, of course, and just, yeah, the parts of me that are not ME. So this page was a little bit tricky to make, because it kind of went against the grain a bit. It's not something I really had planned as such. I mean, I think part of me was like, should I, shouldn't I? Like, should I put a page in about my illness, or should I leave it and pretend it doesn't exist? And then I was like, no, I can't pretend that it doesn't exist. It does, and it sucks. But I'm going to try and turn it around and make it into a positive instead. So I have 2 black envelopes. Let's actually talk about the page, shall we, just for a second. I have 2 black envelopes, and I wanted to make like a letter for my ME that would go in the 2 envelopes. But first I had to decorate the hell out of these envelopes, didn't I? So on one side we've got this diagram of a full face, and that's where the majority of my symptoms exist. Neck up. It's not fun from the neck up. And then I used a fancy sticker of clouds to represent brain fog. I know, right? How creative of me. It's all I had, okay? And then I put "Please do not bend," my favourite part of the whole thing. And then I used some old-fashioned, almost like vintage advertisements for health products, because they're just so funny. They're just so funny how they used to advertise like things like pills and medical stuff. It's like, yeah. And then I had this, I don't know why I put that gigantic eye on the head. I just felt like it, so I did. Oh no, hang on a minute. No, it's coming back to me now. I used the giant eye sticker because having a chronic illness and disability and being sort of outside of the world for 10 years pretty much, sort of, I'm like an observer looking in all the time, you know. I'm like stood outside the window watching the party happening inside, but not being a part of it. But it's made me see the whole world and everything from like a whole new set of eyes. Like, it's literally like the hangman in tarot kind of vibes. A whole new perspective on life, so that's why I went for the big giant eye. I remember now. And then the bits you can see at the top in not my handwriting, that's the handwriting from a sort of get well soon card, of which I have many. Well, I can't tell you the amount of get well soon cards, especially at the start. Oh my god, I was flooding in them. But the thing is, like, once that all calms down and people realise I'm not getting better ever, it's always very awkward for people to write any kind of cards. And like, from my point of view, like, no shade on this lovely elderly woman, a friend of the family. She just has really nice handwriting, and I just really wanted to have somebody else's handwriting because it shows other people's thinking and their perspective about it. So she kind of used common phrases like you know, like good wishes, or I really hope you enjoy Christmas, or I hope you enjoy your birthday, have a great day. And I'm just sat there reading the card in my bed like, yeah, about that. So I used some of like an old card that I'd kept, and yeah, you can kind of see it says, I hope that you feel. That's a classic. And what's the other one? Darn, the screen is so small. I always have this problem. I can't read what it says. Thinking of you. We shall be thinking of you. That's a classic. Everybody's thinking of me all the time, apparently. I highly doubt it. But yeah, on the other side of the envelope, the other envelope, I have a skull image, so again going with that kind of vibe of medical diagrams. And it's kind of a last minute thing, I decided to cut out the inside of the skull to reveal the underneath side, where I put a mask, like a miserable looking face, over the very pretty content looking lady of the vintage advert. Because it reminded me that, like, when you see adverts for health products, it's always like people are so happy in these adverts, and then it's always like, side effects may include complete death. And I'm just like, what? Why are they so happy if all these side effects are gonna happen? And it just reminded me of that. So I put a sad face over the happy face. And also a little nod to masking, because I do that a lot. I'm doing it right now. Like, I feel awful right now, and you know, I'm talking like I'm just perfectly fine because I am masking right now. I am pretending to be brave, you know? You see what I'm doing? Like, you know, if you watch all my videos, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know, would you? Unless I tell you straight out that I don't feel well. You'd never know. Because I put on a brave face, so to speak, so that's kind of why I did that. And then I just like that it's inside the skull head, because that's how I'm feeling. Like I'm kind of pretending a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you, you know. I like honesty. I like being brutally honest. So then, because I couldn't get enough of these classic phrases I hear all the time, I thought I'd add some more. So I've got a classic, you don't look sick. It's all inside your head. And then what's the other one? It could be worse. It could be worse. That's another one. That's another one that we get a lot. Anyone with any chronic illness has probably heard that before. It could be worse. And that one always rubs me the wrong way because it's not wrong necessarily. You know, I could be a severe ME person that's literally unable to move, but at the same time I could be so much better. Gratitude is really a huge thing that I've had to learn the hard way, so to speak. And trust me, I get it. I'm aware. I'm self-aware. I know that there are people out there so much worse than me, and that making these videos is something some people could only ever dream of, and they just can't do it. And, you know, a part of me feels incredibly guilty about that, you know, that I can do this anyway. Like, yeah, I pay for it afterwards, but the fact I can even do it in some people's eyes means I'm not sick enough. I'm in this weird limbo where I'm so sick that I can't be in society, but I'm well enough to do the odd thing like this, and then people don't take my illness seriously, including doctors, the people that should do. Yeah, it's a very strange position to be in when it's more moderate and you're sort of in the middle. But yes, so yeah, decorating these 2 lovely envelopes, which I thought came out quite well. I was totally improvising as per usual. I always improvise. I never have a plan. I just grab anything and everything and then just see what happens. Which I think is a good way to live life. Well, actually, no, maybe not. Don't just do anything. But I like, I've learnt to loosen up a bit and play and just enjoy creating instead of making things too perfect. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love aesthetically pleasing stuff, and I do try my very best, but at the same time I don't let it get to my head as much, pun intended. Yeah, that little DNA sticker, I wanted to include it somehow, so I just put it underneath so that when you flip that, you see that it's in the DNA, which is a recent development actually. I was a part of a big study. I was a part of a huge study done on ME recently, and it's called 𝒃𝑒𝒶𝓁𝒾𝓃𝑔, and I was one of the DNA samples. They said that I was sick enough to be a participant. Yeah, which is not that great, but at the same time great, because they did find that it is in the DNA, and it is a very physical thing and not a mental thing. So in your face, doctors of the past who told me it was all in my head. It's actually in my DNA. Moving on. So on the flip side of the envelopes, of course I had to fill every single part of the envelopes, couldn't leave any gaps, nah. So I thought apothecary, because it's like not only a witchy thing to have an apothecary, but it's also medicine and herbal remedies and supplements that I'm bursting with, because it's all I ever do. All I ever do throughout the whole day is take pills, take supplements, take medicines, and do all of this stuff. And throughout the 10 years of this, I've tried so many things, even to the point where it's like full-on snake oil, you know what I mean? Like proper, like fake stuff that's just totally pointless, but I've tried it anyway, just out of pure desperation to see if I could change anything. So I had these stickers on hand, and I knew they'd come in handy. I knew it. I knew one day they would come in handy, and they have. I love these. So they're like, they've got this really old vintage apothecary vibe to them. and I think one of them is like potion of youth, and then one's just straight up poison, and then I think there's like hemlock, and there's like all these different things that are not good for you at all. But it literally feels like you're in an apothecary, because you've got that much stuff to take just to get you through the day. I've got so many things for pain and for everything under the sun. So more of the letter comes in. We've got good wishes and really enjoy, which I said earlier, quite common phrases I get in cards. I do feel sorry for people. I feel sorry for my family and friends when they have to send Christmas cards and birthday cards, and because you can always tell, like over the years, the writing's gone from like it's just like they've totally given up at this point. You can just tell, because they don't know what to write anymore, because they can't say get well soon now. so they don't know what to put. But yeah, I really liked the handwriting. Like I say, no shade to this elderly woman. She is absolutely freaking adorable and I love her. Friend of the family. I just happened to have a card that she wrote, so I used it. So I decorate the inside by just having some nice rose paper that I just happen to have on hand. Decorated the inside a little bit. That one was stubborn, it would not go in the envelope, and I actually did have a teeny weeny meltdown over it. I cut all of that out. I cut that out because it was embarrassing. I was just like flinging the card, like really angry. I threw it halfway across the room at one point. I was so angry. Right, so this is me trying to test it again and make sure that I've, not screwed up. Because I wanted to bend the envelope across the page so that I could flip and turn it into like a flip out thing, which you'll see in a second. Ta-da! A little flip out like that. I thought that was quite interesting. You may have noticed that the top of the card now has 2 shiny moon stickers on it. Long story short, the label idea that I had and that I made, I screwed up. I got the writing wrong and I made like a giant spelling mistake that I could not correct. So I was just like, argh! And I just got moon stickers out instead and put them on there. No reason whatsoever. They don't mean anything. Just moon stickers. Right, so because I can't leave anything blank, I also put my all-time favourite comment that anyone's ever made to do with my chronic illness, which I had to kind of paraphrase it a little bit, but I put, somebody legit said this to me. Your witchcraft made you sick. Da da da. Yeah, somebody legit just said straight out, your witchcraft is what made you sick. And, again, nothing against Christians, but she's a hardcore Christian lady, okay? And she said, your witchcraft is making you sick, and you will be completely cured and healed if you only turned to Jesus. And you know what? I thought it would never happen to me, but it did. I thought people made that up when people said that Christians say that kind of thing to you. I thought, nah, no one's going to say it to me. I just have loads of crystals and make cool creative stuff. Nobody's going to think I worship the devil. But no, it happened to me, didn't it? Yep. And I'm not bothered. I'm really not bothered at all. But it is like the top, like, number one thing that a person has said. And it's highly inaccurate as well, because I got ill like 5 years before I found witchcraft. So that makes sense. And yeah, so as a response to that quote, "Your witchcraft made you sick," I then put what I really feel about that quote, which is, witchcraft saved my life. And that's what I would have told that person if I was brave enough at the time, but I wasn't. I just let them talk. I just nodded my head like a good obedient little person. But what I really should have said is, nah, you've got it totally wrong. Witchcraft actually saved my life. Multiple times, mind you, multiple times. In fact, witchcraft, I think, found me for a reason. It found me in my darkest moments, and because of that, I'm still here today, living and breathing, and making weird stuff on the internet. Anyway, I have these bits of paper that I've been holding on to with some artwork on them. I got them from Temu, don't judge. And then I fell in love with them to the point where I didn't want to use them because they were that good. And then I fell out of love with them because then I realised it was a really poor quality print if you look really closely. And I was like, darn you, Temu. I get what I deserved. And then I fell in love with them again and didn't want to touch them because they're really cute. Like the autumny gothic vibes. Oh, love it. And then, yeah, I decided to use them eventually. I still like them enough to use them, and I didn't want them just laying around doing nothing. So, yup. So there's this little skeleton person thingy in an archway, and I really like the autumn vibes because it's spooky season, people. It's spooky season. My favourite time of the year. October, yay! And what's scarier than a lifelong disability? That's the scariest thing of all. So I'm on theme, kind of. Sort of, kind of. Don't worry, I will be doing something for Samhain. I don't know what, because I've already done a Samhain themed page, so I don't actually know what I'll do for Samhain, but I'll have a good think about it, and I'm sure I'll think of something. But yeah, look at this. It's slowly coming together now. You can see the vision appearing very slowly. And then the heart grabbed my attention as well. Like, skeletons kind of make me think of illness and like mortality and health, and yeah, because this illness is the kind of illness that's like, it's to the bone. It's just to the bone. It's not you're just a bit tired all the time. It's like, it's exhaustion to the bone. It's to the core. It's to the soul. It's on a cellular level. The pain as well. The pain is, can't even tell you. That's what I meant earlier by, I don't know where to start because there's just so much of it. I also think part of the reason why I wanted to do this is because, first and foremost, raise awareness. Second of all, any long-term watchers of mine, I'm sure a few of you exist. I see you in the comments and that sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I know you. You must be a fan. Hello. So you people, my little loyal handful. Yeah, I just want to kind of remind people that you can be chronically ill and disabled and have mental health problems and still be a witch. Because I think it's really easy in today's world and social media and all that. Like, all of the videos, they're so, like, showy, you know what I mean? They're, like, very aesthetically pleasing, which I'm very guilty of, don't get me wrong. I'm self-aware. I know that my stuff is also very aesthetically pleasing and nice to look at. But it doesn't have to be, and behind the scenes it is very much the opposite, I can assure you. And I just want people to know that you can be a witch but not do witchcraft for weeks on end because you feel too sick to. You're allowed to do that, you know? You don't have to, like, constantly be doing spells every day or tarot readings every day. You don't have to be constantly doing witchy things. You're allowed to let your altar space gather dust. It's allowed. Because that's what happens with mine, you know? That's what happens with mine. Mine literally gathers dust. Like, in brutal honesty, I spend way more time here in bed and, like, on my bed instead of the other end of my room, which is my altar witchy side of the room. And that's purely not my choice. That's literally because my body will not allow it. I have no choice but to, you know, put the witchy stuff down and focus on my health and my body and rest. And it's incredibly frustrating, but it's just something I've had to do. And, you know, that's real witchcraft. That's real magic, is the small things that you do instead of the big flashy stuff for social media and YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. I think it's just important to emphasize that for anyone watching, you know. What am I saying, you know, a lot, aren't I? Sorry. I've just realised I keep repeating that. Almost as annoying as loads of ums and ahs. I'll try not to from now on. Anyway, still decorating the back of these envelopes. The uncut version and the uncut and not slowed down version of this, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. No wonder I am having a crash right now. It took a while, this one. But yes, the back of the envelope's still working on them. I got another advert. This time I think it was about some sort of pill for something. And I just cut out all of the words that were kind of like cool keywords. Purifies the blood, strengthens the system, 100 doses, and then there's loads of little words. And I just thought it reminded me of just all of the information that you get. You get bombarded by all kinds of information when you're trying to research. When you do that deep dive Google search because the doctor literally does not know what to do with you anymore. And, you know, oh, I said you know again. Leaflet after leaflet after leaflet, all the meds and their side effects, just all the research. So it kind of, that's the vibe I was going for with this. And it's just all the keywords. Greatly improved indigestion, remedies, best results, cured, entire body, kidney, all the keywords that I've heard over and over and over and over and over again. And that, quite frankly, I am sick and tired of. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. And while I'm very painstakingly doing this, God, I was slow. Well, I was feeling unwell, so I'll let that slide. The irony of making something about being sick and tired while also being sick and tired. But I pushed through somehow. My rings have disappeared. Weird observation. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I had my rings on at the start of this, and now I don't. Oh well. Going back to the actual page, I did a little quote just off the top of my head that I wrote on the heart and the skeleton. I just put, I want to feel alive again, body, mind and soul. Something that I've thought about many times. It's full of quotes, this page. But don't worry, we'll get to the good stuff. I wanted the envelopes and the main sort of first sort of visual to be kind of negative. I wanted it to look a bit chaotic and nasty and still pretty, but I wanted to give it a vibe of overwhelming and just not so good. But then the content inside the envelopes is the heart of the problem, where I address it and I speak to the 𝒹𝑒 and I say what it's actually done for me in as fewer words as possible, because I didn't have enough room, or else I could have wrote a book about it. I actually did try to write a book about 𝒹𝑒 and my experience with it, and guess what? Guess what? I got too sick and tired to write my book about being too sick and tired. Had to give up on it. It was a real shame. But I literally had to make a choice between, do I want to keep on writing this book, which I was illustrating myself as well. Full illustrations, all by myself. I got about 60-70% through the entire book. Nearly had it, the first draft. But then I got really, really, really sick to the point where I couldn't continue with it. And it was such a long gap in between that when I went back to start writing again, I just couldn't bring myself to do it, because I'd had that sort of revelation about I don't want to spend my spare time when I get it, and the good times when I get them, focusing on the illness. So yeah, I decided to put down the book, and now it's just in a folder somewhere gathering dust. Right, now I had another idea. This is what happens when you improvise. Random ideas just happen and then you have to make them work. So on a post-it note, but it's like a see-through post-it note, I wrote a parody doctor's note. like a fake doctor's note from a fictional doctor based on all my other doctors. And it's kind of slightly poking fun and humour, because humour is definitely my kind of number one coping mechanism for all of this. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have a sense of humour, or should I say a dark sense of humour. I really thrive off of humour, and I'm just so glad that I've got a sense of humour and that I can joke about these things. So yeah, a fake doctor's note I decided to do. And it's a bit cringy, but it works. I'll read it to you. I've got it right here so I can actually read it to you. It says doctor's notes. Just tired, likely due to poor sleep and lack of exercise, something I've heard 1,000 times. Could be attention seeking. She refused push through it advice, non-compliant, excessive use of creative outlets like witchcraft, journaling, gaming, and fantasy role-playing. And then the other side says, over-identification with illness, possible internet influence. She describes severe symptoms but looks fine. Condition worsened by personality, too sensitive, too magical, and too much. Recommend less introspection and more yoga. Avoid magic and also consider fresh air. Yeah, that's what I ended up, that's what I ended up writing. A fake doctor's note. It's the kind of thing that I imagine my doctors write in their notes. And I have managed to see the odd one myself, like actually see a doctor's note after my appointments. And some of them have been, honestly, not that far off what I've just said. Like, none of them know I'm a witch, so there's none of that, but I've definitely had a lot of very similar things said, like, yeah, just, like, non-compliance, like, no exercise or poor sleep. And I'm just there like, mate, I don't exercise because exercise causes PEM, which is post-exertional malaise. Thank you. If you were a good doctor, you'd know what that was. It means that when you do anything that's any kind of exertion, be it physically or mentally, you end up crashing hard. So therefore, you cannot do exercise, at least not in the normal sense. As for the poor sleep, why don't you try get some shut-eye and a good night's sleep when your entire body is malfunctioning? Why don't you try and have sweet dreams when it's impossible to get to sleep because you're in pain? Pain is a big one as well. Like, the majority of ME people have obviously extreme fatigue, and then the other big one is pain problems. And then the rest is like, it's so random because it attacks pretty much every part of the body. The word myalgic encephalomyelitis, like, technically, like, medically speaking, that kind of, if you narrow it right down to its basics, it means inflammation of the brain and the spinal cord, and pretty much it affects everything, head to toe. And it's like proper box of chocolates, Forrest Gump style. You don't know what you're gonna get, because the range of symptoms is absolutely insane. Like, your average ME patient has about 30-ish plus symptoms just from head to toe. All kinds of different things, because it's all immune system, inflammation, digestive system, absolutely everything. Like, all the body parts. You're screwed, basically. You're screwed. And unfortunately, it's an incurable thing. They have not come up with anything to help, because it's been historically one of the most unfairly treated conditions ever. As in, absolutely zero research has been provided, and the amount of disinformation about it has been ridiculous as well. Like, throughout history, it's just been neglected so badly, to the point where even right now, present day, it's still incredibly unknown and has such a lack of funding behind it or care. The medical industry absolutely failed the ME community, and they still do today. And that kind of includes other related illnesses, kind of the umbrella of diseases that is like Lyme disease, endometriosis, fibromyalgia, that kind of umbrella of illness. It's very upsetting, to say the least. Which is why I hope me talking about this could help somebody, or at least bring the illness into somebody's life, because they'll be like, what on earth is myalgic encephalomyelitis? Oh well, this random YouTuber person that makes weird Book of Shadow things is going to tell me today. And now I know what it is. So, they're complete now, I think. Did I do anything else? Knowing me, I probably did. No, I think I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, so because they're see-through, those note things, it's kind of cool that you can see all of the buzzwords underneath it. So now I've got to attach and put together the entire thing into the book itself to hopefully have a final, complete design. Very tricky in this book now because it's so full. I'm just double checking everything fits, and it does. And I'm trying to think to myself, how do I attach this? Because I think if I glue it, it's just going to fall out at this point. So I think I go for my trusty stapler and I staple it to the page. Ooh, where have I gone? Hello? Me? Where have you gone? Hello? Why did I not edit this out? Editing me? Oh, there I am. There's the me that's doing the page, then there's the me that does the editing, and then there's the me that does the voiceover afterwards. It's like I'm 3 separate people. It's so annoying. Because I do everything separately, and I always have to have a break between each thing. So I make the thing, then I go and have a rest, and then I edit the thing, then I have a rest, and then I'll do a voiceover, and then I'll have a rest. I can't do it all in one. I can't do it. But I think that's another good lesson learnt. I had to learn how to make videos like this, but in the way that best suits me and my condition, you know? I said you know again. God damn it. Now that I've caught myself, I'm aware of it. So yes, I'm stapling these to make a nice background because I couldn't leave it blank. No way. It's a good use for them. I am glad that I used them because they're part of like a set of really cute prints of different gothic-y style artwork, and I just keep hold of things like this because I'm always like, it's too nice to use. I don't want to use it because it's too nice. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to use it. But then I'm like, why did you buy it then? Why did you get all of these cool things if you're not going to use them as intended? So yeah, I've started using a lot more stuff lately. Getting rid of those precious stickers that I don't want to stick on anything because I'm like, no, you're too shiny and cute and I want to keep you. But no, I've got to use up all my stuff. And then I can go and buy more. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. I'm totally gonna buy like loads more. Loads. Right, so that's me trying to get these envelopes in once and for all. And it worked out perfectly. Look at that. I wasn't sure if it was going to work until this very moment. And when I finally saw it, I was like, yet again, my genius strikes. my creative genius has won yet again. And I have made something out of just a load of rubbish, basically. There we are, they're in, and then I think they are, and there you are. Ah! Look how good it is! Look how cool it is! Amazing. Look at my little fingers, they're like tapping it. My rings have returned, what the hell? Why did my rings disappear and now they're back again? Never mind, it's magic. So yeah, another random last minute idea was butterflies. I love butterflies. That's a quote from my Book of Shadows tour video. You know, the heavy lifter. I said you know again. The heavy lifter of my channel by a landslide. That video. Why has it got that many views? I've got no idea. What happened? The algorithm must have just like picked it up and just swept it into the right audience. But yes, butterflies. I love butterflies. And the reason I just thought of this because butterflies, I mean, I overuse butterflies, I'll admit. I overuse them. But I have so many scrap paper bits and like stickers that are butterflies, so I just needed to use them. And I thought butterflies are literally the symbol of transformation. They just are transformation. And it's perfect because this entire journey that I've been on with my health and the journey that I will be forever on until the day I die, yippee, it's been one hell of a transformation. Like the biggest transformation ever. I've changed in so many ways, both horrifically but also positively in a very weird kind of way, which I'll get to. I'll get to that part when I write the final letter to put inside the envelope. I do think it's transformed me. Well, I mean, it would do that to anyone, wouldn't it? Anyone watching now with any kind of chronic illness or any kind of anything. Like, there's nothing quite like a chronic illness to completely transform you as a person. What you think your life could have been? Nah, no longer, nah. You've got to start from the ground up. Like the tower in tarot, you know, ultimate disaster. I said you know again. Ugh! It's because I'm still getting used to speaking. Like, speaking is not my strong suit. I'm just glad I'm not publicly speaking. That would be awful. I get nervous. I do. I get nervous. Even though I'm talking to nothing right now. I'm still nervous. I still get a little twinge of anxiety. Social anxiety. because I know that it's going to be heard by people, and just knowing that makes me nervous, so I'm not that good of a speaker. It's why I ramble a lot. I've forgotten what I was even saying before I went off on one. Butterflies are transformation, and so I decided to add these butterflies into the page, into the center of the page. I did double butterflies so that I could create the illusion of 3D butterfly. So, yes. And it actually really works well. It transforms the entire thing. I don't know why I even thought about doing it like this. I think it was just because I was like, transformation, like that word entered my brain, and then I instantly thought, well, I've got a million butterfly related stuff. I may as well use some of it. And just keep adding more and more detail on it. So yeah, I have like the same butterfly, but twice. And then once I've got 2 wings, I can then bend the wings to create this 3D kind of effect. And I love it. Look how cool that is. It's awesome. Great idea. Past me, who gave myself a crash. How very dare you. In goes the second one. I apologise if this video is a bit lengthy. I think editing me thought that I would have a lot to say on this subject. So I gave myself a bit more time than I would normally. So it's just a tad longer than the average video. And now I regret my decision. We're not that far off. We're not that far off. I think after this I do the final thing, which is the letter. And then that's it. That's a wrap. Aren't they cool though? Those butterflies, they're so cool. Oh yeah, a weird thing happened. I was like, why is this post-it note not see-through but the other one is? It's because I doubled by accident, that's why. And when I discovered that, I was like, absolutely not. Out you go, post-it note, and now we're fine, yay! See-through! Why did I keep that in? Editing me, why are we keeping stuff in that's not it? Well, look at this, look at this. Look at this, look at this. Wow, isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your whole life? Yeah, when I was like, when I sort of realised with the butterflies and that, I was just like, it's gorgeous, I love it, I'm so happy now. I turned it into something. Right, so here we are, finally. The letter to go in the envelopes. So I had a piece of wallpaper that I'd just been keeping for whatever reason. And it's the camera doesn't really pick it up all that well, but it's super sparkly, super shiny, very pretty. And it's got like a light blue, and blue is the colour of 𝒹𝒹. You know how people have ribbons for awareness for different diseases? Well, 𝒹𝒹 is blue, it's a blue ribbon. So I wanted to get at least something in there that was blue. And that's why the wallpaper was the chosen one. Because it had a tiny bit of blue in it, and I've got nothing else that's blue. Absolutely nothing else. And so I get to writing. Now, this was the hardest part of the entire thing, because, oh yeah, I had another card. I had a card that my mum wrote like forever ago. It's got to be like 7-8 years ago at this point. Like such an old card, and I kept it because I liked the image on the card. I was going to use that for something. I never did. But the bit of writing on it, she put a quote in it, and it's such a cute quote. And I just had to include it. So the quote is, I got it here. Yeah, it says, "Scared is what you are feeling. Brave is what you are doing." How cute is that? And the fact that it's in my mother's handwriting makes it even better. Sentimental reasons, you know? Oh my god. I need like a swear jar, but for you know. I need like a jar, and I have to like pay every time I say that. And then this time next week, I'll be rich. Can you tell I'm high on meds right now? Can you? Can you tell? Is it obvious? That I'm in bed high on meds? Anyway, yeah, so I added the 2 bits of handwriting with this very cute quote on it, and I think it's lovely. It sums it up very nicely. So I told you, didn't I, that I was gonna get more positive with it. Like the butterflies were the start of it, and now the letter itself is the main part, the main event. And what was I saying about it being, oh yeah, difficult, very difficult to write, because, well, believe it or not, it is hard to write good things about being sick. It's very hard. Like, try it as an exercise. That's your homework. Anyone watching who's still here, that's your homework for today or tomorrow or whenever you feel like it. Try and write a letter to your illness, and say the things that it's done for you that are positive. Yeah, you heard me. Positive, not negative, positive. What has it done for you? What has it made you learn? How has it made you change in a positive way? You'll be surprised if you're forced to say it. Let me see if I can read it for you, what I put down. Right. It takes me forever to write in these videos, so I may as well read you the letter in its entirety. It's a bit personal, but it doesn't matter. We've come this far, haven't we? I think I'm an open book at this point. So it says, ME is not life-threatening, but it is so life-changing that it may as well be. As much as I hate this and all it has stolen from me, I also have a few things to thank it for. ME, you are the reason that I found the true meaning of my life. Through you, I lost myself and was replaced by magic. And then the next piece of paper says, when I say magic, I mean the magic of the small things, learning more about myself than I ever would have, seeing my sensitivity as my superpower, finding my spirituality, I now see the world with a set of awakened eyes. Hey, call back to the eye. That bring sorrow, but a strange beauty I never could see. Yeah, that's what I decided to write in the moment. I could have been more eloquent, I could have been more detailed, but I didn't want to overdo it because it was really hard to write. Like, I think I cut a large chunk out of just me doing absolutely nothing. Like, my hands were just still because I was trying to think of anything I could say. And now that I'm rewatching it, I can think of loads more things to say. It gave me a sense of gratitude. It gave me a sense of just living more with more intention behind every single thing that I do and create. Anyway, we've reached the end. I'm pretty sure this is the end. We've slowed down to normal speed, so that's probably the end. Just gotta get those in there. Get those in those envelopes, please. Me, and then we can wrap this up. But it all came out so well. Like, look at that. I didn't even plan that for the quotes to just nicely poke out like that. I did not plan that. So I was well proud. You can see when I put them in, I use my hands and I give it a little love tap, like a good boy, good job. There it is. I was so happy. I was like, yes, this is my masterpiece. There we are, final thing, final product, all done and dusted and amazing. Now, I don't know how well or not this video will do, because some people might hear me say I want to talk about my ME and then they'll just instantly turn off, which is fine, it's fine, you don't have to listen. Or some people will be interested to know the kind of behind the scenes and what my life is like behind the scenes, because it is pretty different from what you see on the screen. If you want to hear more like this, like more chronic illness talk, or maybe even stuff like how to be a witch and be chronically ill at the same time, like low energy magic and things like that, because of course that's kind of what I do in my own special way, so I'd talk about that more if anyone's interested. Somebody go back and watch the whole video again and tally up every time I say you know, and then tell me and shame me for it in the comment section. Anyway, I'm glad that this turned out the way it did. I think overall, despite the crash afterwards, I think it was a very good idea. And I think if you maybe get inspired by this as well, if you're a fellow chronic illness warrior like myself, and this gave you a bit of inspiration and a bit of motivation even, you don't have to do anything remotely as fancy as me, but maybe it would be a fun idea to try for your Book of Shadows. Some people would say, is this even Book of Shadows worthy? To which I'd say yes. You can do anything that you want to in your own Book of Shadows. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's your book. You do what you want to do. And honouring and respecting and choosing to recognise your illness and your struggles, I think that's magical. And I think that is the best form of witchcraft. I'm really angry now because I can't close my book. But job done. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this weird edition of Let's Create A, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye now.